Hey Roni.
We're here at the Dyno!
In this episode,
we're
here at the Dyno. Okay, I don't know if this is advised or not, but this is what we're doing. Putting some oil down the yap. So that we can prime this thing and make sure that we have oil flowing everywhere before we drive a couple hundred miles to the dyno. So I'm going to go ahead and pour in about 5 quarts, which should be plenty. And try to spill a minimal amount. And I'm just pouring it right down the distributor hole because that's where we're going to prime it. And I don't want to wash all of the lube and stuff off of the cam and lifters, hopefully. So I just need to find the oil plug for the back and we can give her a try. Okay, we're going to show you how to pre-lube a Ford engine without any tools. Well, without any specialty tools, that is. I was feeling pretty discouraged because I was going to show you how you just use extensions in a 5/16 socket. You want to make sure that it clears the kind of the wall down in there. But you can see a 5/16 focus hex goes right on to the oil pump shaft. See? Turns freely with, well, there's resistance, but that's from the oil. All you need is the little bit driver that goes in the end of your screwdriver to go to a 1/4 inch drive. Yeah, can't find it anywhere, and I can't imagine why. Clearly I keep everything highly organized. But here's what I figured out. What size is this? A 15/64 easy out. Boom. Has a 1/4 inch drive. So I'm going to chuck that sucker on my drill and we're going to show you what's what. We will put you right here so that hopefully you can see the oil pressure gauge. Okay, I use a cord drill because you can use a cordless, but I would use a corded drill or an air drill because this is not kind to battery powered drills. It actually, you'll hear it when it picks up oil pressure. It actually takes quite a bit of force to turn the oil pump. And I have the valve covers off so that I can watch for oil flowing out of the rockers, because once you've got oil flowing out of all the rockers, you know that there's no problem. Let me get you in there a little better. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but here we go. See how much harder that just got? It's because we're going to be picking up pressure. Oh boy, don't drip out, don't drip out. We'll give her one fast spin and see what we got. So about 75 to 80 pounds of oil pressure. And we've got oil coming out all of these. Please don't drip out and make a mess. It's kind of wanting to leak out. And we've got oil out of all of them on this side too, so we are good to go. Sometimes you'll have to turn the crankshaft over to get some of the lifters in the right spot because you're running the oil pump without actually rotating the engine. That was easy peasy. So there we go. If you don't have oil coming out of some of the rockers, the rocker might be plugged up, the push rod might be plugged up, or there might be an issue with the lifter. The lifters have a little oil band on the side and they have to be in the right place in the bore. So nice. I know we're gonna probably do this again at the dyno, but I wanted to do it here because if there's any issues like an internal oil leak or something, or a rocker not oiling, I wanted to find out now, not after I drive 4 hours to where the dyno is at. Okay, me and Roni, where's Roni? Packing up the 460 and headed to the engine dyno, 4-hour road trip. If you're not subscribed, get that way. This is a big block Ford 460 that we built in the garage ourselves, huh Roni?
Yeah.
All right, me and Roni, say hi Roni.
Hi.
We're on the way to Sydney, Montana to Hard Charger Racing Engines with a load of big block Ford and a bunch of parts in the back. So we got a long ways to go and a short time to get there. So we're hammered down. We'll bring you back when we get there. We just dropped the engine off, huh, Roni?
Probably.
We didn't have time to film because we were in a hurry because we were running late because we left late. Just kidding. It was me scrambling. That's why I didn't have any time to film myself making plug wires. What else did I do?
Explode something.
Stabbing the distributor. Making some, you know, kind of just quickly thrown together exhaust with O2 sensor bungs in it for the dyno. I don't even remember what else I did. I'll check my list and I'll get back to you on that. But I didn't have time to film any of that stuff because I was under the gun big time. I procrastinated, of course, so anyway, we just had to quickly drop it off. We're in Sydney, Montana, and we're gonna head to the hotel and then get some dinner. We'll be back over here in the morning to do big block Ford dyno things.
Yeehaw!
We just checked in at the inn. Did you go look over there? Go look over there. And we're going to get some pizza. There's Main Street. You want some jalapenos? You don't, I guarantee it. Yeah, for the channel. Today's the day. Me and Roni are leaving our accommodation, huh? Go grab some hotel breakfast and then head to the dyno and start setting up. We'll bring you guys back when we get there. We're in the middle of nowhere, northeastern Montana. So Roni, do you want to give us a sit rep?
What?
Situation report? What's our situation?
Well, didn't have the right, whatever you call that car part.
The right whatever you call that car part?
Yeah.
Yep.
The round thing.
The disc, the spinny power disc that goes on the back, huh?
Yeah, the spinny thingy.
So we left the big block there for now. We're gonna have to come back.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't explode.
The flywheel, the L&L flywheel that I have, which I think is 12-inch, is too big for his block plate, basically, that secures the engine on his dyno. It's I got a picture of it I'll shoot in here, but it's a Dynamite, I think, dyno setup.
Yep, that's what it said on the side.
That's what it said on the side. And he said it's conservative, by the way, so if it only makes 480, we're still saying it makes 500, huh, Roni? No, it'll be what it'll be. So we're gonna have to come back in a couple weeks. Before you roast the dyno guy for not having the right stuff, here is a small block Ford flex plate, which is pretty average size, right? Small blocks, Chevy engines, this is a pretty common-ish size. This is my L&L flywheel. Let's do it this way. So here it is. I mean, so this is how much, and then I'll center it up and show you too. I'll try to anyway. I mean, that's how much bigger. Here's a modular bell housing, which is the same size as a small block. And then there's my big block bell housing. So how I didn't need those toes. Before you flame Nick, too bad. I mean, that's what you're dealing with if you haven't messed with big block Fords. So welcome to Sydney, leaving Sydney.
Goodbye.
We'll do this on another day.
Goodbye.
This is a cool lake.
Oh yeah. Should we run into him?
I don't think that's approved.
I know. Ow. The Glendosaurus is not a real thing.
There it is, the Glendosaurus.
It's not real.
Since we failed today, let's pet the dyno so that it gives us good luck. Okay? Give it a pet. Oh, I think that's concrete.
Yep.
Give it a pet. Okay, be a good dyno. So next time on the way back, I will stop and pet the dyno for good luck. So, I'm gonna ask you, please subscribe, share, comment below. Comment below what you think the horsepower and torque will be. Do horsepower first and then torque. Yeah, drop a comment below. Get your guess in now. Don't be a filthy, stinking cheater and skip to the end of the video to find out. A lot of you guys are new. I guess before I have you guess, I should tell you what the combo is. It's board 60 over, so it is a 468. Speed Pro flat top pistons. They're a hyper eutectic piston, which is still a cast piston. So 60 over, they're flat tops, just with 2 valve reliefs. The actual calculated compression is 9.75 to 1. Home ported Pro Comp heads that have a proper valve job on them, because if you do buy them, the valve job they come with sucks and it leaks. So don't do that. If you're going to do the Pro Comp heads, which I would recommend them on a budget build, get them bare and have a good machine shop do the machine work on them. And then it has an Edelbrock RPM air gap intake. This is a Brawler 750 mechanical secondary carb, comp cams, roller rockers, custom trend push rods. The camshaft has been the subject of debate, and it is a Cam Research. I'll try to show you. Where are you, fella? There's the cam card. So this is the cam that everybody said was too small, and I did pay to have Cam Research break it in for me. Okay, I'm not sure where I was. My nephew just called me. Hi, Jackson. You just called me while I was filming this. Anyway, so it's Cam Research hydraulic flat tappet cam. I got the valve springs from him because they're the correct ones for this cam. It is 515 intake lift, 546 exhaust, and intake duration 282. That's why it's called a Cam Research 282 cam. Exhaust duration is 288. Duration at 50 on the intake is 215, and on the exhaust 226. The lobe separation is 112. So it is definitely a mild camshaft for a big one.
Triceratops.
Yeah. Rhodey didn't believe me about the dyno that I saw on the way up. So there's the Glendosaurus Triceratops / Lucky dyno. And we'll pick you back up when we are on the way back for the second time. I might have a different passenger, not sure, because it'll be sometime in the next week or two. For this video, we are going to do our first merch drop, huh, Roni?
Sure.
We're gonna do stickers, which we already have, and we're gonna do a pair of shirts. One will feature the big block on there, the green big block, the Grabber Green 460 that we built.
Yeah!
And the other one, not sure yet, so keep an eye out for that. Help support the channel. You can support it for free by subscribing and helping us grow and sharing us and all that, or you can pay to get a shirt or something like that, or a sticker. We are going to invest some money in some merch and hope that we're going to put it out there to the world and hope it comes back to us. So we'll see you when we're on the way back. Just in case you ever wonder why they call Montana Big Sky Country, if you look behind,
Look ahead.
look at that. Okay, loaded up with the rest of the parts, camera stuff, engine stuff, straps, gas, and we gotta leave tomorrow at about 5, so I need to get to bed. So we'll pick you back up. We're on the road to Sydney again. Glendive. We're gonna stop and get something to eat, and then we will be at the dyno in about 45 minutes. Bryce, you got anything?
See you guys there.
Okay, hold on. Okay, we're here at the dyno. It's a little bit melty. Pull over a little bit to the right. Okay. All right, we gotta pet him for good luck. Pet the dyno, the lucky dyno. We're gonna ask him what he thinks about how much horsepower. Go straight. That's interesting. I've never seen a lifted S plate before. Montana Sunrise City. Once I get there, I am putting the carburetor on, plugging all the spark plug wires in, and I have to put my exhaust pieces on to make my shorty headers work on the dyno. Oh, wait, are they? Okay, because I wanted to do those so I can put a spacer on it later.
Oh no! Poked right out.
You know, they're those not great ones, but that was all I could get. Still. So we had ignition issues. This is my distributor. It's a Pertronix with the Igniter 3 module in it, which I got because it's all in one. This is all you need, this and a coil to run. And this is the module, and there is a little knob on there and a little LED. You can set the rev limiter, and we did. I set it the way you're supposed to initialize it. I turned it off. I set it to 7,000. I set it to 9,000. No matter what we did in the first couple pulls with this distributor, it acted like it hit a rev limiter at 5,000 RPM, maybe even a little sooner. That's what you see me fiddling with here on the dyno. I'm setting the rev limiter by turning the adjustment screw and then counting the blinks on the LED. It's long blinks for 1000 RPM, short blinks for 100. So 7 long blinks would be 7,000, and then 2 short blinks would be 200, so 7,200 RPM. And I guess this guy is really unhappy running through anything other than just that distributor and their coil. Maybe that's BS, but that's all I could find. So I'm gonna try to set this up again and run it in the truck and see what happens. We'll put it in the truck and see if it still acts like it's hitting the rev limiter at 5,000 after we program it. If it's not, we're all good. And if it is, then we got to do something. I don't think there's anything wrong with that one, but I'm going to take it out and go through it. This one you'll see in the video with these old spark plug wires initially just sloppily thrown on there, because this is my old MSD 8580 that was in the 400 that came in this truck. So it's 20 years old. It's from when I built that engine back over there. This guy also did not work, but in a different way. This one would rev as high as we wanted when triggering the MSD box and his dyno coil. But what it would do is it would lay over at the start of the curve, and there was a big dip because it was cutting out, losing spark. And that's usually a secondary ignition problem. So probably not the pickup, not the magnet or the pickup that signals the coil to fire, but it's probably a coil, a wire, something in the rotor, something in the cap. That's all the secondary ignition stuff. That's what causes that kind of issue usually. So at low RPM, high load, that is when it's the hardest for your spark to light the charge. leaving Sydney and it's late and we are whooped. Are you whooped, Bryce?
Yes.
I could go to bed like right now because it's been a long day. We got about a 4-hour drive to get home. We're not going to get home till after 10:30, and we're going to wrap up the video back at the shop after we have the big block unloaded, because we have a bunch of footage and I have to go through it and figure out exactly how to wrap this up. But see, I just totally lost my train of the day really got away from all of us because we had a bunch of ignition issues, which turned out to be both distributors that I brought. The first one, the Pertronics, ran fine up till about 5,000 and then started breaking up. No matter what we did with the rev limiter, when we went to my MSD distributor, and it would break up right as you rolled into the pole, so there was a freaking dip in the dyno curve, and that is what we spent most of the day. After the engine got broke in, that's what we spent most of the day working on. So only in the last hour did we sort it out, get it making clean pulls, and get it making horsepower. So a lot of this video is a lot of pulls of frustration, but it was an experience for sure. I've never done anything like that before. Bryce, you have your thoughts?
Well, I thought it was a really cool experience. It was like I've never seen anything like that before. It was really fun. It was a lot of troubleshooting. It was a lot longer than I expected. It's been a long day, but it was a great experience. I'm very glad I came.
And I don't know what the name of that Mexican place was we had for lunch, but Mexican place on Main Street in Sydney.
Mucho C, I believe.
Mucho C?
Yeah.
Oh, it was mucho good. All right, we're gonna flip off the dinosaur as we drive by because he screwed us. We'll see you back at the shop. So without further ado, let's get to the getting. So my 468 cubic inch big block Ford with a custom cam research cam for a pickup motor. It made at peak 424.8 horsepower, so I'm calling it 425. So 425 horsepower at 4950 RPM. So with all the issues with ignition sorted out, I mean, this thing is basically done by all done by like 5,500. It peaks right around 5. The peak torque was 502.1 at 3,900. So like I said, I'm just here to show you what this combo made. I mean, do I think you could easily make 500, 550 with these heads, more cam and proper headers? Yeah. Is that bench racing? Yeah, it is. But anyway, there is the graph. And I'll stick a couple slides of them in here while I'm talking. In summary, am I pleased with it? Yeah. I didn't really have time to be thrilled about it while we were there because of all the issues. If I tell you what, if I had to do it over and what did I learn, I would have made sure that MSD distributor was fresh and locked it out at 34 degrees and brought that to use on the dyno, because that's what you want on the dyno, is a locked out distributor. I brought the one that I'm actually using and all that stuff, but it wasn't happy, and hopefully it will be in the truck. So if you're going to the dyno, get yourself some freaking headers, get a locked out distributor. The blue cap MSD that you see in the videos is one that Nick had at Hard Charger, and it's locked out. And so we stabbed it in at 34 degrees. We tried, I think, all the way from 32 to 36. 34 is what it wanted. These are a fairly big chamber on these aluminum heads. It's not a lot of compression for what it is. So the torque, so the start of the pull is at 3,000 RPM. The torque is 453. And that is the lowest until it's over the horsepower peak. And then it's right back there at about 4,900. And at 5,400, it's still making 403 pound-feet of torque. So yeah, I mean, the torque curve is not much of a curve. So is this going to kick ass in a four-wheel drive truck? Yeah, I think so. You're always trading something in the horsepower game. You're trading torque for horsepower. To make more horsepower, you're moving the curve up higher, which we did a little bit, but not really. Most of what we gained is by more airflow. So this engine stock, I believe, made 220-ish horsepower, or the last year's might have made 245. Let me know that in the comments too if you know. I think they were 245 horsepower and about 400 pound-feet of torque. So we've gained over 100 pound-feet of torque and more than doubled. No, we haven't more than doubled. Almost doubled the horsepower. So big thanks to Nick at Hard Charger Racing. He is a good dude. And man, this was a pain in the ass. On the way home and kind of later, I was able to reflect on what an awesome experience it really is, and that I'm making a video about dynoing the engine I built. I wish it made 500. I don't think I'm really going to notice in the truck that it doesn't. It's kind of like when your kids are finally born. You're happy that it's healthy and didn't get hurt and doesn't have health issues and works like it should. It's also a lot of firsts for me. So this is the first big block Ford I've ever built. It's the first big block I've ever built. I've only built small blocks in Cleveland's and stuff before. First set of aluminum heads, first time doing head studs, first time porting heads, first custom cam, first time setting up stud rockers from scratch, measuring push rod length and all that stuff. I mean, you guys let me know what you think. Is that pretty good or not? Okay, in the next episode on the 78 F-150 build, you're going to see that guy going whoosh, right in there and finishing getting the truck roadworthy. We've got some sheet metal work to do and cab repair, get the bed back on, more things that I want to think about because I'm taking this thing on a road trip in May. So shirt designs are going to be out in the next couple weeks. We will show them to you in the next episode, and watch for the website that's coming up. I will go back in and edit this video and put the link for the website in, so if you're watching it a couple weeks down the road, it should all be in there and working. As always, thank you all for watching. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys. Please consider joining the CP Army. We'll see you on the next one.